Set your butane torches to high and your expectations to low. Coming to you from the Cigar Cave in the hills of the Steel City. Get ready to get your fix. This is the Cigar Junkies Podcast.
Welcome to the Cigar Junkies Podcast.
The cigar show for the community, by the community.
A forum to talk stogies, booze, food, and anything else in the cigar lifestyle.
If you're looking for ratings, negativity, or an authority on all things cigars, you came to the wrong place.
Whether you like what you hear or not, please join the conversation and let us know by finding us
At the Cigar Junkies Facebook group.
or contacting us at thecigarjunkies@gmail.com.
What's up, junkies?
What's going on?
Or nobody.
No, there's
Yeah.
people now.
Oh, there's people.
Yeah, the intro called them in.
If you play it, they will come.
They will, well, never mind. They're different.
I didn't say play with it.
Yeah, close enough.
Two things can be true.
Yeah, exactly. So what's good, man?
Lots of things are good, man.
Are
Lots
they
of things
though?
are good.
Dude, I feel like I just scaled a wooded path to get to your home.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's
a little
change.
slippery.
Change is all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, fucking. I'm just
Which-
noticing my level is down just a hair, which
you
is
go.
cool. It wasn't terrible. No, fucking. It's been a long time coming. We've got our retaining walls in the driveway getting replaced, so it's a little bit of a mud shoot out there right now. They've actually got like most of one of the walls done already, so you just got to do the other side where there's two of them. But for those that don't know, one night after a show here,
Yeah.
you guys peeled out. We had guests. Who was that? There was it?
Mr. Newman was here.
Yeah. So Newman was here. You guys peeled out, and then fucking the
You
next
walk
morning, I
last.
come out to go to work, and I almost tripped over it, dude, in the fucking dark.
I get
Like I almost, because I was the way I was gonna walk, and I was like, "The fuck is that?" Turn on my flashlight, and I was like, "Oh no!"
Oh no.
Miraculously, didn't hit the lifespan.
But it was like, I saw the pictures, like it was right there.
Dude, there were blocks under her van, and there were blocks up against her tire.
But didn't get the van.
Didn't
Oh,
hit
man.
anything that was damageable.
So, are you going to be gaining any girth through this project?
Well, just naturally from the fucking walls not leaning inward,
Yeah,
there's going to be a lot of space gained just from that. But no, I've got them. They're setting back. Looked like on this side, we talked about a foot, but I told them to do just whatever was reasonably within their
Attainable, yeah.
ability. So it looks like they set the bottom of the one they did already about 8 inches back.
Yeah,
But by the time you get to the top of it, that's a good 12 inches.
yeah,
Because they lean backward, they stagger back as they build them. So
yeah. No, the way that you, the way that your other wall, it definitely had the opposite lean.
oh yeah, very
previously.
much.
It had its lean but I don't know. I'm so used to them here around Pittsburgh, walls being like that. Like I never noticed it until it fell down, and I thought about it. I'm like, oh yeah, it was pitched in there good.
It was so bad. It was the worst it had ever been. But the thing was, there was not like a lot of urgency. Like I was going to go out there and fucking try to push it back. What I've done is like the lazy man's fix before is I've taken a 4x4 and just put it on up against the side of it and then hit it with a sledge
Yeah,
to just kind of level the whole thing.
yeah. Keep it back,
And
a
it's
little bit.
worked. But it was real cold the day I was going to do it. It was the day they measured everything to like look at doing the walls. And I took the easy out because the wife's like, ground's going to be frozen. Ain't going to move. I'm like, good enough for me. Fuck it.
Yeah,
I'm going to
done.
watch
I'm
TV.
good. Yeah, I do not want to go out there and freeze my ass off. Was it?
And
when
it was
really cold
that
out.
day or 2 days later that it fucking fell. So
Oh, Jesus!
maybe I should have got off my ass and just dealt with
just
it.
a little bit.
But yeah, it's been a long time coming. I've tore those walls down myself, removed dirt, fucking put drains in, put them back up, many times over the years, and I just didn't have it in me to do it again. Wife was complaining about it. So originally we were going to refinance and do all this shit in the spring. I had like 15 different estimates from people and stuff. And the last second, like we had the paperwork and the guy was supposed to write us up for a 15-year mortgage and he wrote us up for a 30. And my wife's like, I'm out. I'm like,
Oh,
fuck. You couldn't just write it up the way I asked him to. He fucked it
Yeah.
up. So like, I was like, all right. So we backed off. And then, here we are 10 months later or whatever, doing it over. But it's about time. It's getting done. Lots of good things happening.
yeah. No, it'll be so much nicer. I mean, especially because you got kids that are gonna be like driving soon, and having the driveway be even a little bit wider is going to help you.
Yeah, not only that, but down at the end where I park, they're gonna like taper it off to the side so that it gives you just a little bit more clearance pulling in.
Yeah, a little bit of room.
So it'll be good. It'll be good. Be nice for my wife to be able to open the doors on her van
On
and
both
not
sides.
have to worry about hitting them all. Yeah,
Yeah,
you always have to pick which side you want
yep.
to be closer to, and it's like it's a hassle.
Mm.
So. What's up there, Earl? What's up there, Ryan? Nice to see you guys out there. Fucking, we thought we were going to be alone for a little bit. And yet last week was just full of technical difficulties. So
Yeah.
if there's any problems out there, please do let us know.
Yeah, well, because of all that, I never shared it
No?
last week. No.
Okay.
So, like, it never went out on PCC
That's all right.
media feed. I was like, I realized it like 2 days later. I'm like, I'm just gonna let it go. I'm not gonna. We don't need to discuss that.
Well, I also didn't. I still haven't posted the audio or video because it's been fucking chaotic.
Okay, I feel less bad.
It's we're talking about it was right after Christmas, going through New Year's, all that shit. So there's a
Yeah.
lot of stuff happening. Dude, that was the first time you've ever been here when the garage wasn't cleaned. That had to
Yeah.
be like a little bit of a shit. Like,
Yeah,
holy
but you
shit.
could tell like that wasn't its normal dirty. That was next level Christmas prep, all that.
Kind of. That's
Like you had like multiple projects layered on the bench and multiple over on the table. So,
it's been like that many times that you just didn't know because I always get it done before we start back.
Well, I'm just saying that's not the normal. Like that is not the level.
No,
It normally goes in 1 week.
the problem is that happens in here so quick all the time.
Yeah.
Because it just fucking escalates so
Mhm.
fast. Because the garage is like our main entryway into the house for anybody that's not familiar, hasn't been here, whatever. The garage is where we come in and out. It's also where we receive packages. It's where the trash goes in and out at. So like fucking cardboard boxes get piled up in here to go
you
out.
walk in
to
with
the
the mail, you
trash.
set it down there instead of bringing
Oh,
it
yeah,
in.
dude, it's so easy. This is the catch-all room.
Gotcha.
We're getting ready to go for a trip. Everything ends up here. I'm cleaning in there, trying to go through shit. Everything ends up in here. So yeah, like it is just the catch-all, and it got crazy. And I just didn't have the time. Oh, well, it was because I worked 2 doubles last week.
Yeah. Well, that was what kind of crushed it at the end there is like you didn't know if you were even going to be able to do the show.
I really didn't.
Well, you texted me at one point and said you weren't like that wasn't going to happen because you thought you had to work Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's all right. We'll figure something out. You know,
We never have Friday. The reason they scheduled Friday was because the other crew was scheduled to work Sunday for Christmas. So they moved their day to Friday to make up for it so everyone would have Christmas off. So it was a reasonable trade for them. But would have been a bullshit trade for me because I wasn't scheduled.
yeah, I
Like,
didn't have
that's
to be there.
wasn't even my crew. So yeah, it was a fucking fiasco. But fortunately got everything up and running ahead of time today. So it was a little bit
Easier on you.
calmer.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess let's burn through. We go through the show proper, but let's finish up getting out what we got to say. So I'll give you a go. We'll fucking tennis this shit back and forth. What was your week like? And I have no idea.
Yeah, it's my chaos. So, I've been getting vertigo lately, and that's terrible, especially when you're in the middle of putting up ceilings.
Unless you're U2, I think U2 Vertigo's okay.
I have no idea. I don't understand that reference.
It's a song.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I missed that one. But no, but yeah, like looking up is what triggers it the worst, and being on ladders is not great. So it's definitely slowed things down. That being said, we had the first inspection, passed the flying colors, no issues, and like that, I got to move a junction box, which took me about 10 minutes. So blew through that. Was hoping to have some stuff done today, but I added some more things above the ceiling before I closed it up. So, but should be ready for the next inspection Thursday or Friday next week. So be ready for that. And then after that, I'm good to go on the humidor. So I can get the humidor fired up at that point.
Cool.
Because he's been just coming and inspecting just that section.
Okay. Do you have does that give you any kind of a better idea on your timeline now?
I got one more thing that we need to do before I'll be able to come up with a timeline. Just one project that I have no idea how long it's going to take us. And then past that, I want to be putting paint on everything no later than the beginning of February. And then after that, I'll be moving furniture and stuff like that. Just basic stuff. So I'm hoping to be open in February, if not early March. But I'm really hoping for February. If the inspections keep going the way that they are, that'll expedite things a lot. And this was the most complex part of the whole thing.
That's good. What about Christmas, man? What about you and the wife and the tykes? How'd that all go?
Good. They loved it. I mean, in our house, Santa only brings one present, and the rest of them come from mom and dad.
Oh, you lucky bastard.
Yeah, well, we had learned that trick from some other people. But no, we were like, why give him all the credit? Like, dude, he brings them whatever's in their stocking, and then one present.
There you go.
And we usually let like their biggest present be from Santa, and the rest of it's from us.
Okay.
But they had a blast with it. A robot dinosaur, horsey thing, and my daughter's all about the horses. So, and then
robot dinosaur and horsey thing. I feel like that's in my browser history. It was a Google search once.
Dude, the little robot dinosaur is impressive. It's got like a remote control. You can make it kind of turn and kind of move where you want to, but not really, because it's just like push buttons.
Yeah, okay.
And they don't like, it's not like you hit it and he goes and you turn right and he turns. It's like you hit it and eventually he'll turn. But it dances, it plays, and he doesn't actually need the remote for a lot of the controls and stuff. That all sounds fun, and then you find out it's got a rocket launcher on his back.
Oh, nice.
So that was the only thing the boy asked for Christmas. The only thing he asked for was, he said he wanted a robot dinosaur about this high that shot stuff. That's all. And we're like, where did you
not even know that existed? Or
that's what I'm like, where did you see this at? He's like, I didn't.
It came to me in a dream.
Yeah. Well, so their imagination land, they call it their stick houses. I have no idea where they came up with it. It's on them. But he's like, yo, I thought about it when I was at my stick house. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yo, your kids are the fucking Muppet Babies, bro.
Why?
Did you ever watch the Muppet Babies?
Long time ago.
Yo, I used to watch that shit and be fucking pissed because I was like, why is my imagination not that good? Like, they hop in a cardboard box and that shit's a legit ass space shuttle.
Yeah, now all of a sudden
I'm like, for me, it still looks like a cardboard box. Like, my imagination is bullshit. You know? Like, I'd still, fucking make pretend and have fun and shit, but not.
No, like, they live it.
Your kids are like on Muppet Baby level.
Oh, yeah. They're all about it. And I like it because it makes them creative, and I'm not a creative person. Like, I'll troubleshoot stuff for you or help you, but I'm not going to just create or come up with something out of nowhere.
I've not experienced that.
What's that?
Helping troubleshoot.
Dude, I stay out of your way. You're a storm, and I'm just like, nope, I'm out. I don't even try. I know my place here, and it's on this side.
And unfortunately, though, I am not a professional fucking tech guy. So when there's a problem, it's like, okay, let's just fuck with some shit and see what happens.
Well, I think that's what a tech guy does anyways.
Yeah, maybe. I actually did myself a little bit of a favor today, too, because I had like the extra minute. I never had sticky notes on this computer.
Ooh.
So I downloaded sticky notes to like, it only works in one way because I haven't done the other way again since. But when I set everything back up to get it working off of Zoom again, I noted what the changes were so that, in the future.
Yeah, when you go to do it, you just pour your sticky up and
be like, oh, what do I have to change? I won't have to play with it theoretically. Just be able to plug in the right information.
But playing with it's the best part.
But I mean, in my defense, we haven't gotten to a year. We're very close,
right?
But bro, this fucking setup has grown exponentially.
It has grown and changed
in 12
rapidly.
months.
Yeah,
like when we started this shit, you just push that button and that was it.
That was the whole.
And
thing.
There was an intro and there was an outro. That was the whole fucking the whole spiel. Now we've got 2 fucking cameras, different options for where they could be mounted. We've got the Stream Deck. We've got the laptop.
We're doing it live.
We're live streaming. We're recording video. We're recording audio. Everything goes through separately. Then on top of that, you've got the fucking Zoom shit, which just fucks everything up. And I went out and bought from my wife a freaking PC tablet to compensate for that. And like, still, it's just a fucking shit show every time you switch back and forth. Like, eventually, it's gonna be muscle memory. But everything.
But right when that happens, it'll change.
That's the reason it isn't right now, is because there's no time for it to be, because every couple of shows, it's something new added in. So it's a little rough to keep up with, like going, oh shit, what do we do now? How does this work? It's all different.
What's the order of things this time?
So on the Christmas regard, we're super fucking pissed because my daughter got a bunk bed for Christmas.
Yeah.
With her twin mattress up on top and then a full size futon on the bottom. And so drag all that shit upstairs. First of all, I was supposed to get the day after Christmas off. I didn't.
Yeah.
I ended up having to work that day. So that added to the chaos of the week. So like I was expecting to have like, okay, I'm going to put a solid 8 to 12 hours the day after Christmas into
Just
getting all that, getting her old bed tore out, getting out of here, taking all the new shit up, building it, and getting everything arranged. Fortunately, my rock star wife took over on the demo for me and got all that shit done. Nice. So I came home from work and went to build, like, got all the shit up there, went to build it. We carry the box up for the futon mattress, which we got an awesome deal on fucking MacBid. And I opened the motherfucker up. It is not a futon mattress. It is a futon. Mm-hmm. And so that's not really very compatible with a futon. Yeah, so it's fucking a mad. So then we had to blow another couple $100 and order a futon mattress for her because she can't live with that. Like, that's not her fault that the Christmas present got fucked up. So you're still on the line for it. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just be like, oh, fuck it. Sorry, you get half of your present. Yeah. Like, you'll figure it out.
Yeah, figured out.
So that was the mess. But then the shining star happened on New Year's Eve with the most complicated thing I ever did in my life. It was buying a new truck.
Oh, your chaos.
So Black Betty is gone. She is no more. All hail Betty White.
Nice.
So I got a new truck, and but fuck, was it a fiasco doing it?
Butt fuck, huh?
Oh yeah, 100%. No lube, no lube. Well, because I was working the doubles and trying to do all this stuff over the phone, over the internet.
Yeah.
Found the truck before they even had multiple pictures on the website. There was one picture.
You're like, good enough.
And it was a Toyota dealership. No, it wasn't good enough because I didn't know what some of the features were.
Oh.
Because there was conflicting information. One thing said 19 speakers, one thing said 10. It was like you couldn't tell from the pictures. So then I like contacted the guy and he's like, yeah, dude, it's down a detail. I'll go get some pictures for you right now. Somebody else just asked to. And so he sends me pictures. It's not the right truck. It is a white Dodge Ram. It is a 2019 white Ram 1500. But what was it? It was a Laramie.
Oh, okay.
And I was only looking at limiteds. 100% nothing else. And the reason is because the limited's the only one that has the air suspension.
The air ride, yeah. Because that was the big thing that you wanted back on your truck.
Mm-hmm. So it was a deal breaker. So I had it had to be a limited, and then there were two options that were non-negotiable for me. It has to have a panoramic sunroof, and it has to have the Harman Kardon 19 speaker surround sound. So that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to figure out which system it had, which audio system, and does it have the sunroof or not. So it took a couple days. I finally got that information back, and I was like, okay, this is the truck. Then I got to convince my wife. She got on board. Then it was, okay, this truck's in fucking Steubenville. I can't go look at it.
Yeah.
I won't be able to go until Saturday. So then I worked everything out to buy the truck from them. And then they offered me, they looked at pictures and my VIN number and they were like, yeah, your truck has 250,000 miles on it and it has 3 accidents on the fucking Carfax. We'll give you $1,000 to $2,000.
Oh shit.
I was like, that was not what I was expecting. Cause I had an offer 2 months before that for $12,000 from a dealership over here. So like, fuck you, I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
They're like, well, maybe sell it to a different dealership. I'm like, okay. So I go through Auto Trader, the Kelly Blue Book Instant Value cash offer, and it was like $11,970. It's like, okay, cool. So South Park Mitsubishi around the corner was one of the places. I was like, yep, let's make an appointment. So on Friday, set everything up with the dealer. I'm like, here's what we're doing. I get what I need out of them. Then I'm getting financed before I even went to get the offer on my truck.
Right.
So I financed through the credit union at work, go to the dealership, get them to appraise the vehicle, and they're like, what's your bottom line? I was like, I was hoping for 12, but if I can't get 10, this isn't going to work for me. And they're like, ugh. He went back and forth. He's like, at $6,000. He's like, I'll look a little bit more. He says, I can do 8,500. I can't do 10 grand. He's like, I might be able to get him up $500, but I'm not getting him up 1,500.
That's too far.
I says, okay. The problem was, so the game plan then was, you cut the check, but don't give it to me. I go home, get my shit out of the truck, and then tomorrow the dealer is going to bring the truck to me. I'm going to look at it, make sure it's cool, drive it around the block. Everything's green lit. Then we'll come back over here. I'll sign the title to you. You hand me the check because they don't cut checks on Saturdays. Okay, cool. Well, so I says, just do it. Cut a check for $9,000. I'll talk to my wife, see if I can convince her to let me put another $1,000 down on this truck.
Right.
Fortunately, my wife, she wasn't like enthusiastic, but she gave me the just do whatever you want to do. I don't want to hear about it no more.
Yeah.
I'm like, good enough for me.
Perfect.
So then the next day I wake up like fucking 2 hours early. I'm like a kid at Christmas, a week after Christmas. And then they pull up in a Toyota 4Runner.
Oh.
I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
They brought a runner.
He's like, what? He's like, I says, you were supposed to bring my truck. Like, he's like, they didn't tell me that. I just brought my car. I'm like, fuck. He's like, what's wrong? I was like, well, I was counting on going, well, the truck made it from Ohio to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So it's obviously mechanically sound. I could take a quick ride around the block, make sure everything was cool, and then I'd be comfortable, go signing off my truck. Now, I got to sell my truck to this other dealership without ever seeing your truck. So now I'm going to go to Steubenville with you, and if I don't like this truck, I'm going to be stuck in Ohio with no way home and no truck to get to work tomorrow. So thank God I get there and everything was perfect. Yeah. The truck was fucking beautiful. It is pristine.
Exactly what you wanted.
2 little marks at more than what I wanted. Shit that I wasn't even, didn't know I wanted. Like the Ram boxes I thought were stupid. Now I got them. They're fucking incredible. It's got a stock tonneau cover on it. It's got a bed step on it that it's like $300 just for that step.
Nice.
That like retracts up into the bed. And then it came with a divider / bed extender.
Oh,
so
flip out ones.
It fits in between. So inside of the cab or in the bed, because of the fact that it has the Ram boxes, there's no wheel wells in the bed. It's just a perfect rectangle. So the grooves in the side of the bed, the divider fits between them, and which is fucking cool as hell. Because like you can get groceries and not have them slide all over the fucking place. It's awesome. And then if you unlock that thing, it opens up and turns into a bed extender as well.
Yeah, that's cool.
So it's fucking badass. But
yeah, that's great. We should hit the button.
Yeah, I know. I was just about to say, had to get some shit out of the way. Yeah. Let's go ahead and go.
Let's do it.
Let's talk about what we're smoking. Why not?
It's time for the Cigar of the Week, brought to you by Leaning House Fine Cigars. The Leaning House is your destination for the ultimate cigar smoking experience. Whether you're exploring their wide selection of premium cigars, unwinding in their comfortable lounge, or enjoying live music on one of the most unique and intimate live music venues in the burg, the house has something for everyone. Do you want to try the stick we're smoking today? Stop by leaninghousefinecigars.com or visit Dave in Bell Vernon or Heidi in Brownsville. Wherever you are, make the house your home for premium cigars.
Make the house your home for premium cigars. And we are today smoking the Christoph San Andreas. The size is a 5.5 by 54 Robusto with a San Andreas wrapper, obviously Ecuadorian Habano binder, and triple Nicaraguan Habano fillers. Oh, this is triple. Their website says triple Nicaraguan Habano seed. Don't know what the fuck that means.
I was hoping you knew because
I'm assuming it means that they have 3 different types of Nicaraguan Habano.
Yeah.
Filler.
Maybe from like the different regions,
or there's 3 times the filling, like double stuff Oreos. I don't know.
Perfect. Triple down, baby. Triple down.
That's it. So on their website, Christoph describes the cigar as an extremely rich, medium, full-bodied cigar with pronounced notes of spice, a hint of black pepper, sweet milk chocolate, and smooth coffee cream finish. Now, typically, I don't read somebody else's tasting notes on something like that, but I had a little limited on information that I could copy and paste over, so it's filler.
Didn't have anything better to get in there, but
Pretty
it's
much.
a triple filler,
right?
No. So what are your thoughts on it so far?
My thoughts are that hurt because
what'd you do?
My mustache got caught in the can.
Done that. It sucks.
that was unpleasant.
Yeah.
It's good. It is not. It is very medium.
Yeah.
Right. Like it is.
100%.
It is just 100% not offensive.
Yeah. No.
Like
it's good.
very much just pick this up and puff away on it. Zero anything negative about it, but nothing that super stands out either. But at the same time, I'd rather smoke this than like a one note pony that's just bam in your face too.
No, I have to say, I like it. Is definitely a creamy medium though. Like you can, I don't know. You can taste kind of what they're getting at for it. I mean, I don't know. It's weird. I actually get like a lot of cocoa and like a creamy cocoa kind of taste off of it, which I know we don't usually do notes, but that's hitting me pretty hard.
Yeah, this is like, to me, it stacks up as like a, I don't know about a strength level, but like a milder version of the Leaf by Oscar Maduro. Like just in flavor.
Yeah.
It's like similar, but less.
I feel like there's a little bit of pepper on this that the Leaf doesn't have, but other than that, I agree.
So yeah, I don't know. I would also say that the ring gauge on this, if you dialed it back a little bit more, you might get a little bit
More punch out.
more punch from one, like the wrapper might give you a little something extra. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they make this one, and then I think it comes in a Lancero.
Yeah, I would be interested to try that.
Yeah, you're right.
This is the kind of cigar where it's like, this is a great if you just want to enjoy a cigar, like, but you're not putting your mind on it. This isn't something that you're buying and going like, I want to pay attention to every fucking note of this and be by myself with the cigar. But if you're hanging out and fucking just enjoyed smoking cigars with somebody playing poker, fucking hanging in a lounge,
what I was gonna say.
It's great for that. And like, the reason that I say that is because like this is the kind of cigar that I would go, I could smoke 3 of these easily in a row and not like be sick of it because you're so overwhelmed on your palate by one thing. You know, it's just kind of chill.
Yeah, there's been a couple I smoked lately where that was definitely the case, where it was like, I'm smoking it and it's just so much. Like there's too much there, and not in a like full body, but like you can tell like they threw so much pepper at it that by the time I'm done with it, yeah, I kind of want to keep smoking a cigar, but I'm done with that. I don't want any more of that.
Oh, I've for sure hit that. Like I did that last night. Like I've been smoking. I don't remember what the name of that size is that I bought off you, that Aladino.
Santee.
It's a good little size. It's a cool little cigar. It's not. I don't think that it's going to replace the Rothschild as like an everyday size for me. It's just a little bit too thin. It's like half a Lancero.
Yeah. It's a little smaller than a Petite Lancero,
but it's really good. And but because of that small format, it's real in your face for flavor, which I enjoy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I'm hanging down here with the wife after work yesterday. I was just a little bit beat, a little bit tired. I was drinking fucking apple pie moonshine, so that's strong on the palate too. And I think I already had 2 that evening. Which is not uncommon for me at all.
Yeah.
Like fucking, I'll light a cigar and sit here smoking. I'll be halfway through a cigar because I can't wait to fucking light the cigar we're gonna smoke on the show. All the time you walk in here, I'm smoking, right? But like, you know, she's not ready for bed yet, and she's like, "You gonna hang out?" And I'm like, "No, I'm sorry,
I can't smoke another."
But I don't. Yeah, I even lit one and I put it down, and I'm like, "This just ain't. Yeah, this ain't for me right now." But I came back down this morning and finished it. It's a great stick.
Yeah.
But fucking smoking 3 of them back to back.
I'm gonna have to get one of them off you.
Yeah.
I'm curious now.
It's good. It's great.
You're saying it's strength forward and it's that Corojo. So I mean, I'd be interested to see how it is in that. Because I think I've had that one in the. Did they have that in an Elegante? I think I had that one.
They make like everything in an Elegante.
I think I had it in an Elegante, and I wasn't a big fan, but I had draw issues. It was just way over humidified, so like that one didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, I've had no problem there, and they've been sitting in the box.
Yeah.
Like when I buy a box of Aladino, I don't even bother trying to put them in the humidor because it's like, fuck it, I'm gonna go through them fast enough anyway.
Yeah,
you're probably better off having them packed into a small area where they're gonna live off their own humidity.
Yeah. Longer than putting them in there and watch them dry out.
Right. Especially because like fucking the humidor is going to be 25% full and I'm going to forget to fucking put anything in it anyway. So essentially dry boxing.
Dougie Doug, what up?
Dougie. So
and then Ryan and Earl are having a party up there.
Yeah,
I think somebody said, hey,
Peppa Patty's here.
Patty. What's going on there, everybody?
good to see some kids coming in. They thought we were going to start the show at 6:30 like last week.
Yeah, right. I told you, I said just play it. Like they'll show up to it. I couldn't believe
If you play, they will come.
and they did. It is a squishy cigar. Like it's very spongy,
Mhm.
but it's not underfilled or overfilled. Like it's just a spongy stick. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, and that's kind of a little bit of a similar characteristic too to that leaf. And it's weird how like similar they are to me because this is Nicaraguan and that's Honduran.
Yeah.
But like I said, for me, I think that the leaf has just a little bit more oomph to it. I don't know if that's me in my head. If it
No, it's
hits
definitely a stronger cigar.
Yeah,
Like
it's good though.
It's if not in flavor, definitely in nicotine, it's a stronger cigar.
One thing you could tell too is I feel like it's burning a little quick too.
Little
Not
quick,
like
little crooked.
super fast, but like it is that sponginess definitely has an effect on this.
Yeah. I mean, they're not. They should be at like 67, 68 right now. Like they should be perfect. So I don't want to blame humidity, but construction's good. I've had a couple burn issues. That one at the beginning, I had like one of the cat's eyes.
Yeah.
Luckily, it stayed there and didn't get too big. And I just smoked through it. But I've had a couple touch ups, but nothing major.
All right, to give you guys the background on Christoph, established in 2004 by Glenn Case, Christoph Cigars is internationally known for producing some of the finest cigars in the industry. At Christoph, our focus is quality, consistency, and availability, and only use the highest quality double or triple fermented premium. You know what? I don't know why I fucking even copied this. Again, I was just looking for filler and something to put in here. The only thing that's interesting in here is the fact that they do end-to bar rolling.
Yeah.
And so, like, that's going to make sure that
be
you
that
have a good
sponginess.
straw. Yeah, a good draw. Yeah, I mean, it's still,
Yeah.
spongier than some others. But again, it hasn't been a negative experience. But yeah, I don't know. I copied all of the fucking press bullshit that I hate. Normally, I don't put that shit in there. But it was like, particularly with Christoph and even the news and the events this week, it was all just a little bit a little bit dry.
Just wasn't
So
as
it
much.
was like, not as much in the well.
Yeah.
Beginning of the year, it's fucking cold.
Did you have you ever seen me live roll into bar?
I don't know. I've never seen anybody like in person live roll anything.
Oh, really?
You've
seen Sam Lucia,
but that's rapper.
Oh, okay.
The cigars.
You haven't
the,
seen a whole cigar.
The fillers all done, not in person.
Oh, okay.
I've watched videos online, but I've never seen anybody do the filler and binder in person before.
Yeah, I got to see what's his name? Jesus, from Rocky Patel, or formerly with
Nish.
Rocky, yeah, no, not Nish, the one that rolls.
Or Nimish was the other word, but
not Nimish, not Nish. What the hell's his name? Anyways, the guy from Rocky Patel, he was rolling into bar, and it was cool.
Hamlet.
Thank you. I was trying to think of I was trying to picture the cigar band to get it. But yeah, he rolled into bar, and it was really cool to see that versus like the traditional just bunching it.
Yeah.
But also how fast he could do it. Like each of those tubes has to be rolled up to the right pressure.
Yeah.
And then he holds them.
And did they look like kind of little straws?
Yeah.
He did? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, because there's another type of Entibar that Recluse uses where they do a lazy Entibar, essentially. So, like, if you've ever just rolled up a paper or something to, like, hit your friend with.
Yeah.
Like, you get
just
the
kinda do
big
that.
end and a little end kind of a little more conic shaped.
Oh, okay.
So they go with that style, but for a reason. Their thoughts are that whenever you do it flatter and a little bit less of a consistent, like you still get the draw channels, but what happens is you get more of a sandwich spacing on your tobacco filler, right?
Okay.
So like you have more contact between the different tobacco
I
for
see.
your blend. So instead of getting like this one over here, this one over here, and this one over here, it kind of still creates those draw channels, but it gives you a little more overlay between the tobaccos so that you don't have like hot spots, I guess.
That makes sense. Yeah, well, he was going. He rolled a couple of them real quick, threw them in his hand, slapped them down, rolled them in the binder. And one of the things he said is cool was for when you do live rolling with N2 Bar, you don't have to wet the tobacco. You don't have to do any of that to abuse it because you're not sitting there just like manipulating the same piece over and over again. You just roll it up and you hold it. So, if you've smoked a live rolled one, like they're always moist and there's always like, it's not there yet. Because it wasn't allowed to sit. Obviously, you were there with the N2 Bar.
Usually when they're doing that live rolling, like they'll roll one and then like pull one out.
Yeah.
When you like kind of a sleight of hand, close up magician shit, because that's not an ideal cigar to smoke.
No.
Like unless you really know how to judge the differences between a wet cigar and a ready cigar, you're gonna be like, this ain't fucking right.
Yeah, and they can be hard to smoke. Like
Now, the way that Sam does it at the live events is not so bad because the cigar is rested, the binder and fillers are all straight. It's just the wrapper that's been added on. So you're going to get a better burn even if the wrapper's wet.
yeah, and I mean, even like his method, like you can tell it's a little bit moist, but that's because you can feel it, not because it doesn't change the cigar at all, or it does, but not a bunch. But no, with that empty bar, like you smoked it right down, and it was good. It was a good stick.
Hell yeah. I'm just taking a look in the chat room here. I didn't go through everything that they all said, but Earl was mentioning that Christoph uses the closed foot on all their cigars. So I was not aware of that. Like we talked earlier,
Yeah,
that
I didn't know it was all of them.
I have not smoked a ton of Christoph, which is kind of like, I think I've had 2 or 3. And the pissed off is interesting, right? Because it was made for that purpose. It's supposed to be overboard and in your face. But I've never had a Christoph that jumped out at me as being like, this needs to be in your rotation.
Right.
But that's because of the fact that I've only had 1 or 2. And we always talk about like one experience can't define, you know, your feelings about a brand. So I was like actually pretty happy when I saw this coming up because I was like, I know that they're a relatively popular brand. And I don't feel like I've given them a fair shake.
Yeah. No,
So
same thing. Because I mean, they have Sumatra, San Andreas, Criollo, Corojo, or I don't know if they have Corojo or not, but I mean, Connecticut, Maduro, like they have a bunch of different cigars to try too. So it'd be hard to say that Christoph doesn't have something you like.
yeah. And like, I'm going to go back to what I was saying before. Like, I don't consider it a negative thing for me to say, like, this cigar doesn't jump out at me. It's not like, you know, it's not like smoking the vintage selection Rothschild or, you know, a Corojo Reserva or a Padron or a Liga 9 or one of those things that's just like you really want to pay attention to, because sometimes a lot of the experience of enjoying cigars is enjoying them together
And enjoying the company, not the cigar.
Right. So, well, I mean, you want it to be both, but like this is really an ideal cigar for me for that situation where everything about it is good and it's a good experience, but it's not going to be like, oh, if I smoke a little fast or a little slow or I'm not paying enough attention to it. Like this is a really good cigar for poker, for hanging out, having a conversation or watching a game where your entire focus isn't on the cigar because it's in a reasonable enough price range where it's not like, oh, I just bought a Liga or a Padron and I need to pay attention to it. And if I don't, I'm going to feel like I fucking wasted it. But it's like very pleasurable experience at the same time, even if it's not like insanely noteworthy.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's got a lot more going for it than a lot of them at its price point too. Because I think the Robusto, it's like $7.
That's very.
I think I'm a little low on that, but they're not much. Though.
Even as long as it was under 10, I'd say this is definitely something that I would have zero problem going. Hey, I'll pick that up and smoke it.
Yeah, I would say in today's climate of cigars, $10 or $11 would be a fair price for it.
Yeah,
I mean,
not bad for activities either, because like if you're doing something where you're not paying enough attention, like I don't think either one of us is real good. We've talked about fucking having a cigar in your teeth and then all of a sudden it's covered in drool and shit and it's nasty. But the nice thing about it is too, is like, oh, if your hands are busy for a minute and you can't put it down, it's not gonna smack you for that. Have you ever had one of those where it's a stronger cigar that you would normally take a little more time and you fucked up and did something where you weren't paying as much attention, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, I need a fucking break from that.
It's too much. Yeah.
So yeah, man, like I feel like what I'm saying could have a negative connotation to it, but it's really actually a great cigar for the right purpose to me.
Yeah, that's what's cool, right? Like, I'll buy really crappy, no offense to anybody who makes them, but $1, $2 cigars, and I'll keep them around. And a lot of the times it's, hey, you want to let's show me how to smoke a cigar and let's see if I'm going to give you something good. Or if I'm in the yard just pissing around doing something with the kids, but I want to have a cigar with me, I'll do that and I can gnaw and not care and all that, because I don't chew on my cigars. Like
Man, me either.
That concept, like looking at them when they're all chewed up, that just grosses me out. That's nasty. But no, like, so I can chew on them and not care and all that. But that's because I don't want to do anything except get nicotine from that.
Yeah.
Where,
Yeah.
and then the next level is the yard gar, where like, okay, I want a cigar. I'm going to give it some love, but not much. And then I think that next tier is kind of what you were describing. It's not smoking a cigar.
It's
and
not the
doing
main
stuff.
event,
doing
but it's
stuff
an
and
equal
smoking a
part.
cigar. Yeah.
Right?
It's a nice accent piece to the...
And I smoke more cigars for that purpose than I do anything else.
Oh.
Right? So, like, that would actually be a category of the type of cigar that I would be smoking way more than anything else.
Yeah.
Because how often do you get the time to go, okay, this is the one that I'm going to sit down and this is special, and I need to kind of block off the rest of the world to enjoy it.
Yeah.
No. I smoke way more busy stuff. Driving, cigars,
Doing
fucking
something,
love smoking while I drive.
I do too.
That was another nice thing about fucking Betty White. So for those that don't know, the black truck that I had before was a 14 limited. Her name was Black Betty after the song. So I got this white one. I was like, what am I going to name it? I'm like going through. I'm like, I guess I could still call her Betty. I could call her Betty White.
Yeah.
I'm like, if it sticks, that truck will like last 100 years.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so I'm like, fucking, hopefully, she takes a little bit of that name.
Yeah.
But so I was driving home and kind of going through the debate of, do I want to smoke a cigar? Because I had the box in the glove or in the center console. And so I got like just a tiny bit chilly, and I turned on the climate control, and the truck didn't have any smell to it. But you put on the climate control, and there was a twinge of somebody smoked in this.
Yeah.
And I was like, yep.
That's
fucking
my out.
Cherry's broken. Let's go.
Let's do it. I'm not going to be the first one, but, well, it's already happened.
Yeah. So it was like, that was kind of my... Because honestly, like not smoking in the truck would have been a really smart play for me. Because not only does it mean you don't have to clean up as much, but at the same time, I'm saving money.
Yeah.
Because I smoke a lot in the truck. But yeah, it's like, oh, fucking, I may as well go ahead. And I'll have to take a picture and put it on the group for you guys. Because I found this air freshener at like, it was a Speedway or something up by camp. So I wanted to get something to kind of like when I'm showing everybody, not have the cigar I just smoked be with the first thing that hits them. So I found like a little spray bottle. They didn't have a lot of options, but this little spray bottle. I'm like, fuck it. It smells pretty good. And so turn off the climate and spray it in the vents.
Yeah, let them
and then fucking kick it on. And dude, it's such a good fucking air freshener. It's like very noticeable, but not like overpowering, and it's still got
the right scent too.
It's got like a clean new truck smell. Like it's not quite new car,
right?
But it has that element to where I've had people go like, "Oh, it's got new car smell," and it's like, sure it does.
Okay,
why not?
It's got the off gassing of all this stuff. Yeah, that's good. No, Ryan said he can't nail down smoking without making a mess. Dude, yeah, good luck. If you can figure it out, let everybody know.
Yeah, man, it's like eating a sloppy Joe. Like what you're getting yourself into. You're good.
I'm usually good till the end of the stick.
Yeah,
and that's where I start having problems, like forgetting about it, not ashing as because you have to ash it regularly, but you don't want it out the window too long because you don't want it to get that little pyramid chimney on it or cherry on it. So
you don't have an ashtray in the truck?
No,
in a car. That's key.
Yeah,
you need it, dude. I've got the Alec Bradley shotgun ashtray, so it's the ceramic ones they have at Smoke and the cup holders.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that is a life changer because you don't have to ever ash out the window. You just ash in your ashtray. It's very easy to like clean up your ash in it. But at the same time, it's like, if you got to pop into the store, if you need to do something, you got a place to set it down. Fucking game changer, dude.
Yeah.
If you aren't planning on it, you better carry those motherfuckers at the shop because I'll sell them for you. They're fantastic.
I'll have to look into it. You said it's by Alec Bradley?
The one I have there's a generic. It's the same one. Like the ones they have at Smoke, I don't think are tagged with the name.
Okay.
But it's they've got the ceramic. I
remember
with a grip on the outside, so it actually grips into your cup holder and stays where you put it.
It's not just sitting there bouncing around making a mess.
Right? Yeah, it stays where you put it. They're so good.
Yeah, that's key. Would you mind topping me off?
Top you off,
or not top me off? Do not pour a top off on this.
I paid for this bottle. I had no intention.
I do not need an Offerman pour on this one.
Hopefully, it'll be cleaner than the last pour, though.
Yeah, it won't be messier.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
So what are we drinking?
We are drinking. I am a huge fan of Lagavulin 16, and I was going to go ahead and treat myself today. And then for a little bit less money, they actually had the Lagavulin 11, which is the Offerman edition. It's the charred oak cask,
Yeah.
and fucking love Nick Offerman.
Yeah, dude. He's
I fucking love him, dude.
Parks and Rec shit.
And I
dude.
was, yeah, dude, fucking that man is my spirit animal. So I seen that and I was like, yeah, I gotta do it.
Yeah.
So
I was
and
actually
like
just eyeballing it on Flavier. So
it's a lot more potent than the 16. Like
Yeah.
the 16's like,
I like the 16 more.
well, it's a little more refined.
Yeah, well, I think the charred oak and that little bit is too forward. Like there's something that's a little bit too much in the front.
It's way more intense.
Why I like Lagavulin is because it's a nice mellow, iodine on your palate. Kind of
yeah, if you want all that smoke and flavor, you go for the Ardbegs. But like, this is still really good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm not bad
just
it.
it's just not like what he goes to that for, right? Like you got your options for your heavy peat and heavy flavor.
Yeah.
And
but I would pay the same for that as I would the 16.
it's cheaper.
I wouldn't buy them for the same purposes.
Right.
But I would pay, I think it's what, $110 for the 16.
Yeah, something like that.
So.
And I think this was $99.99. So it was like it was a cheap enough difference to be like, I'm saving money.
Yeah. No, I do that a lot. There's a lot of different scotches, especially where they'll do like a cask or something with a distillery here in the States, and the price will go significantly down. I'm like, okay, perfect.
Earl brings up that Cigar metal ashtray. I've seen those. I don't know if it'd work quite as well.
Oh yeah,
it's like a closed-in thing with a spring, and it has the rest that comes with it as well.
yeah.
I don't know if it goes like inside or whatever, but you can kind of close it off.
I like what he added up that part at the end though. Like, yeah, you can close it off and you could force out your smoke faster. So that'd be cool.
Yeah,
but I feel like when you do that, you get more of that nasty burnt taste if you relight it like an hour later.
Oh yeah, I would imagine.
Like I feel like you get a lot more of that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like if you're ever trying to put a cigar out to save it, like you always want to definitely purge as many times as you can first.
Yeah.
Clean off the ash all the way, like as much as you can, and then purge and push all the smoke that's sitting out. And then when you relight, purge it again. Make sure that you've cleaned all the ash off before you retoast and purge it, and much better relight experience.
Do you I used to do it all the time, and I honestly just don't think about it anymore. But after you light a cigar, you get like 2 or 3 hits in, and then you purge out, just like early on, and you get that little blue ammonia flame that comes out of it.
No, but to be fair, part of my normal toasting process is I cold draw, and then I toast, and before I draw, I purge.
Okay.
So like before I take my first puff, when I'm lighting, I purge through, push out, and then I
With the flame
draw.
there?
Yes.
Oh, then you've done it. You just don't pay attention to it.
Well, I'm saying
Yeah.
it's not after you say after a couple of puffs. Like I do it
You'll
during
get
the
a more
process.
visible flame because it'll like once all the tobacco is warmed up, that's when you really get it.
Gotcha.
Because like it's released from everywhere. But I mean, you could probably even as low as these are, you probably do it. And I don't know if the camera will catch it or not. Yeah, you see it for like 1 second. There's a little blue ball. That's just because it's so far in already.
Now you're talking about something I can relate
Blue
to.
balls.
Had them.
Yeah, recently.
Yeah. So, did you get a chance to look at Betty outside or no?
No, it
we'll
came
look
up. It
after
was
the
dark
show.
and all that.
We'll look after
Yeah.
the show. Dude, I'm so in love with that
No,
truck.
that's awesome. Yeah, I really need to get rid of my car. I don't want my car anymore. I need a truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can relate.
My dad and I've always rotated. Like one of us has a truck, the other one doesn't. And then I bought my beater truck just as a backup.
Yeah.
And then the beater truck has been beaten for too long. I mean, I've had it for 7 years now. I've had and I did some work to it when I first bought it, but other than that, I haven't messed with it. So
Yeah.
all these little problems are all just from sitting. I mean, it sits all, I think I put like 3,000 miles a year on it max.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Ryan Seneca's got one of the vehicles that I entertained when I was like, what if I don't get a truck? Because I've kind of always thought about getting a car too, like a fun car, like a 5-speed, a manual. They're not 5 speeds anymore. Most of them are 6
speed,
six
yeah.
speeds. But one of the two different cars that I would entertain wanting would be a Challenger or a Mustang.
Yeah.
And I have to lean toward Mustang because I want something a little bit smaller just for like zipping around. And I noticed that one of the picks that Ryan shared on the group today was, or in the last couple of days, was the Mustang steering wheel behind the Cigar. And I was like, okay, I could get down with that. So I got to ask, first of all, is it a manual or is it an automatic? And what year is it, Ryan? Because there's like a sweet spot for years for me.
Yeah.
Because
this is in the sweet spot.
The newer one is cool looking, but it doesn't give me Mustang vibes no more. It doesn't have that like
one
60s.
I don't like at all.
I think it's a cool looking front end.
But why did they put the fastback on it? Like that was the worst part of Mustang history. He almost traded it for a Maserati last year.
Shit. Fucking Ryan Seneca, what do you do for a living? And do you want to be my sugar daddy? Which I say like kind of fucking pot and kettle. Because like I'm not rolling in money, but that truck I just bought is an expensive fucking truck.
Well, and that's
why I don't buy them new.
Trucks are so expensive.
Ah, dude, you could buy a fucking BMW or a fucking Mercedes at that price range.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like fucking
and
forking
like
out
a
for
nice
new.
one, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that truck that's sitting out there, if you went and bought a 22 or 23 or whatever off the fucking lot with the same options as that truck, it's probably a $75,000 truck.
Right. And you get it 3 years old and poof.
Yeah.
You know, it's less than half.
49 still a lot for a fucking used vehicle, but that's just the way of the world right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was
2020 automatic. So I think it's a little newer than my vibe. And I'd have to do manual, but
yeah, I'm done with manual.
it would be, that's the thing though.
It's
if I
only
did,
a
it
toy
would be,
car.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's exactly it.
It's
would
not,
be
you don't daily drive it. It gets
right.
You know,
I ain't gonna have to drive it in fucking traffic. Well, most of the time.
In snow, that would suck. Having a Mustang in snow in this area would be terrible. Like, yeah, you can do it, but that would just suck.
Well, I used to have a little when I was a teenager, I had an 88 CRX 5-speed. Yeah. And that fucking thing weighed nothing.
Yep.
What was
like
a
750 pounds or something like that. They were nothing.
It's so fucking light. And it was a 5-speed. And I had like an engine swap in the second one. So it had a B16 VTEC in it and shit. Wasn't like a ridiculous amount of horsepower. It was like 170 or 185. But for a car that weighs that much, it's a lot, dude. Like I could fucking peel tire, fucking take corners. It was crazy.
Guy I used to work with had an 800 horsepower one,
but I had no problem with it in the fucking snow, dude. I really didn't. But yeah,
front wheel drive versus rear wheel drive's a big thing too.
Yeah, but you're talking about an 88 versus a 2020 with fucking like traction control and like
but I don't know if it's helping you on all that. Like, I think if you get a Mustang, they assume that you're smart enough to not have that be your daily driver in the snow.
Yeah, I don't know. What are you saying about Ryan Seneca?
I'm saying he's probably got 2 cars.
Survey says
I'm implying
you're guesstimating. So who knows? But I'd say we could go ahead and get into another segment, eh?
Oh, okay.
I don't remember where it is. I think it's here. I think it's green.
It's time for the cigar news, brought to you by Tom's Penworks. As a cigar smoker, you appreciate luxury, and as a premium cigar smoker, you appreciate handmade craftsmanship. And as a customer of Tom's Penworks, you'll appreciate the selection of custom-made, limited production items that you can show off to your friends. From handmade pens, pencils, bottle openers, cigar cases, and now custom rings, Tom will create something special for you or your loved one. Find him on the web at etsy.com/shop/Tom's Penworks. And as always, you can find the link in the description for this episode.
Yeah, vibing. Every time I play that commercial, you do the dance, and then you go, oh, I forgot to get my silly sausage. Yep. And today I was just terrified that you would forget you had your short leash and try to do it because he hasn't unvelcroed his headphone cables. So if you would, I was just waiting for you to jump up and take the whole fucking board with you.
I just fly off.
Oh, dude, I'd have been so thick. So I'd have been so bad. It would have been a bad time. All right, so let's get to it. There's nothing super interesting, but I got 2 items on here. Number 1, EP Korea was teamed up with Singapore-based distributor Cigar Specialist International to release the Aura EP. I'm sorry. There's a period at the end of P, right? Because of the initials. So I'm like, oh, that's the end of the sentence. It is not. The Aura EP Korea Shengzhou limited edition. That's a long fucking name. It's super premium offering that contains a collection of 12 different blends representing the Chinese zodiac, Shengzhou. It's a release primarily geared toward the Asian market, but it won't be a Asian exclusive. Some of the collections have been made available to the U.S. market already, and it's meant to commemorate the Cigar Specialist International's 25th anniversary. This is actually my first time hearing about these guys, so I don't know anything about them.
I was gonna say the same thing.
I mean, international, probably geared to other places more than here. Each of the 12 blends of the Aura EP Carrillo Shengzhou represents one of the animals on the Chinese zodiac. All of the cigars come in a 6 and an 8 by 52 torpedo, and each of the cigars has a unique blend that features tobaccos aged for 5 years. The blends were created by Ernesto Perez Carrillo, who worked on over a period of several years to match the blend to the animal's personalities. That's a lot of work.
Okay.
Yeah. Interesting. There was a notable mention that I didn't end up putting in here, but Punch had a Year of the Rabbit stew or some shit.
Huh.
It's had something to do with fucking food, and it was silly, but it comes in like a Chinese takeout box.
Yeah, that'd be a
And
good
I'm
one.
like, man, like for the Asian market and all that shit, just kind of recently starting to blow up. If you look back at like special releases, there are a lot of companies that have done year of cigars, right? Like you look at fucking Drew Estate and Liga,
Yeah.
and I kind of wonder where like before they became popular over there, like why that was a thing. I guess it's
Just
Asian
marketing,
influences
probably.
and in the artistic end of it or
Yeah.
something.
Just a way to
For
bring
the
it in.
design. Then the second one we got is the Aganorsa Leaf has announced the 6th size of the Aganorsa Leaf Supreme Leaf, and it'll be a 6 by 52 rounded Toro. It marks the first time a rounded format has been released nationally in the Supreme Leaf line, as all previous national releases on the Supreme Leaf have been box pressed. This will also be the first Supreme Leaf release in a year. The company says retailers can begin placing orders in January, with cigars shipping the following month. And then, I copied this other shit here. I don't even think it's worth talking about. I was going to talk about Cigar Journal's top 25.
Yeah.
But it was just very fucking boring.
Yeah. No, we I think we've touched on our thoughts. On
Here's the
top
thing.
list.
Cigar Journals, I do give them a little bit of credit for doing it, I think, the right way. But there's still it's not anything new on here. It's
Yeah.
stuff that's been around, and it's not really any interest for me.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's good stuff. I mean, especially somebody new who's looking for any resource to get something, they'll come across it. Like, I think that's more what I like that list for. Is it's a listing of cigars with a pretty picture next to them, so you can quickly identify it when you go to your retailer, and you can see like the beginning thoughts of like what a tasting note is, and be like creamy, medium, mild, full.
Mhm.
Like, I like the way that they break that down. So,
I mean, it drives sales.
yeah.
It's just, I don't think, if you're a cigar geek, I don't think it's really something that's going to be at the top of your radar, right? Like, I'm more interested in stuff that's come out in at least the last couple years.
Yeah.
Like, and we've had some guests on here that have had stuff that's been recent, that's been incredible. You talk about honorary cigar junkie Lee Marsh with Stolen Throne. We could talk about Mickey Peg with fucking the All Saints, dude.
Yep.
There's a fucking great shit coming out.
Yeah.
You know, Rojas.
Yeah, there's so much out there that's just fantastic, and they don't get the notoriety because they're not big enough, I guess, to, I don't want to say buy their way in, but they don't have enough market share, I guess, to really motivate people to try them. But yeah, no, speaking of Lee, the Phantom Queen is out now,
I think
so that's available.
I hadn't know if it was news. So.
I'm not sure how many I'm getting, but I'm getting boxes of them.
Hell
So,
yeah.
yeah. I don't know when or how many yet. He's checking for me.
Yeah, speaking of Lee Marsh, I've got to send him a nasty gram.
Oh yeah,
Fucking, I haven't got my hoodie yet.
that bastard.
Right?
That son of a bitch. Ryan did confirm he has a Corolla as a daily driver.
There you go, buddy.
And Earl said just get a slingshot.
Yeah.
I haven't seen your slingshot. I see pictures of it, but I guess the events we go to at the same time, you don't want to be on 2 or 3 wheels. But that would just be so weird. Like, I'm used to a motorcycle, so like I think I would try and lean too much into things, and I don't know how I feel about the slingshot, Earl.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it would be just as interesting to be fired out of a slingshot. Maybe more so. Just like fucking pack on a chute and fucking.
Yeah, but gone,
Mhm.
gone. No, I don't know. They're cool little vehicles. I like them.
They're interesting
they're
looking.
nifty. Yeah.
Yeah. It certainly does. It's like that's a perfect weather. Go
Yeah.
out and show it off vehicle.
Well, that's a good point too. Like to show it off, it's a good conversation piece. Like pulling up in one of those, people are going to talk to you just because, like, hey, what's that? Because you don't see many of them, and I hardly ever see them, even in the summer.
All right. I'm giving Lee my address. He's coming up with the excuses here. So
Yeah, he gets you on that.
yeah. I don't think he knows him. I'll tell him after he sends it that I'm talking shit on the show.
Oh yeah,
That's one of those things you want to leave to later.
that's fine.
So we just got a group message from the boys over at Beyond. We get any updates with them guys as far as when our crossover
you know
shit's gonna happen?
I thought about that when they were sending their pictures of penises in pans. That was an interesting little. When they were having their little photo battle.
Oh, I missed this.
Oh.
I have no problem.
Oh,
with
in the
it.
group, yeah, no, you didn't miss anything.
I will make sure I don't scroll up.
Yeah, but yeah, I thought about the other day. I'll touch base with Greg and see when we can get that going because they have the cigars, so that's good. I mean, they've already got those.
They're probably already gone.
Why didn't we do the show? Greg smoked his already. We didn't want to tell you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been there. Fucking, you don't want to send me shit and like fucking be like, hold on to that now.
Save it for a while. Yeah,
All
that
right,
happens. Send it
if
to
I
me.
do still have it, it's gonna be sitting in the empty humidor, and I'm gonna pick it up, and it's just gonna turn to dust
because you forgot and dry boxed it for 7 years. I mean, you have enough cigars now. You should be able to keep them humidified in there.
I do.
Don't you?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah, humidor is about fucking like a quarter of the way full, maybe a third of the way full right now.
They're a real bitch to humidify when they're that low.
Yeah, especially my humidor because it's not really very
Yeah,
airtight.
it's not sealed very well.
Well, also like it's got a lot of aftermarket shit going on.
Okay.
So first of all, it's a cabinet seal, so you don't have the weight of the lid assisting in the seal, right?
Right.
Because it's front open, and then there's holes drilled in the back for various upgrades. So like I have the Cigar Oasis like 3.0, the little guy in there for automated humidification because it's necessary for the leaks, that I have. And then the other issue is because I live in Pittsburgh and my cigars are kept in a basement, it's real hard to get that shit over 50 degrees in the in the wintertime. So I got on Amazon a few years ago and I picked up, this is actually like not a bad hack, really. It's just a matter of sealing properly. But I got a reptile heating pad for like an iguana cage or something like that. And I just stuck it to the back behind all the drawers.
Just to warm it up a little bit.
Yeah. And then I have it plugged into a thermostat. So it's an electronic thermostat. So there's a thermostat probe that goes in through that hole too. So there's 3 things running in that hole. Yeah. So it's like I have it set to 69 degrees in the wintertime or whatever. So if it gets cool, actually it's on all year. So if the cigars are ever a little cool, it'll bring it up because otherwise it's impossible to get your RH rate, right? Like you can't. Humidity is relative, right, to temperature. So if your shit's 50 degrees or it's 80 degrees, doesn't matter what your shit says, it's not right.
Yeah.
If you can even get it there. Because if your shit's fucking 50, 55 degrees, you ain't getting it anywhere near 70.
Right. Yeah. Good luck on that. At that point, it's raining. No, I got, we did a lot. Some of the stuff I added today at the shop was for the humidification. And then one of the problems that I wanted to address before it was an issue, I added one more outlet. So each of my cabinets, the bottom of it is just normal cabinet doors that just open and close.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of the way that my humidification's set up, and I'm like, that's not going to work. Like I'm not going to get enough humidity in there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do? So I think I'm going to end up putting a inverter in line and then having computer fans basically pull in and out of each of those cabinets. So
that's actually essentially exactly what I did.
Yeah.
In here, but I need an inverter for the fans. So before my liquor cabinet became a liquor cabinet, the original intention was to be a humidor. and I fucked up a couple of things. First of all, I didn't realize I'm never going to be able to get enough cigars in there. Well, at that time, I wasn't smoking as many, so it might have been more realistic. But what I did was I took this china cabinet and I sealed it with silicone caulk. But there's supposed to be an aquarium. There, you have to use an aquarium grade because it doesn't put off any fumes and fuck anything up. That was what really fucked me. That shit never really dried, and the fumes got into my shit. But what I did was in the cabinet underneath, I put like from Giant Eagle, like a big medical humidor or humidifier in there, and then I put 2 holes in, one for return and one for ascend, and then I put holes in the shelves, and I had one fan circulating up, one fan circulating down, and I had an open return line, and then one fan circulating up again. And that was all tied to a humidity controller that I got on Amazon for like $30. It can be used for humidity or temperature. So once you wire everything up right and the controller is built into the top, it's digital. So everything was wired together. So the humidifier and the fans would kick on and off together. Yeah. And then, it had a sensor in the middle that would maintain everything. So actually that humidification system that I built functioned perfectly. Yeah. It was perfect. It was just
the silicone and the fact you couldn't fill it and actually keep it.
So I ruined like fucking 5 boxes of cigars. Oh. And eventually I did get desperate enough to smoke them, and they were fucking terrible.
Oh no.
But like the longer it went, it wasn't quite as bad. Like a dry box, some of them to try to breathe some of that nasty shit out, but none of them were good.
No, it didn't work out.
It fucking ruined. I ruined a lot of shit. Yeah, it was bad.
Now,
so, read the fine print, kids.
Yeah, ultra low VOC or no VOC, like that's the key.
It's a shame because I actually did a really good job of fucking making it. It was a pretty like I put a seal on the front and shit, and
no, it looks great.
That's why it's hard to open that cabinet, because initially it wasn't like that.
Right.
I put an extra tab at the bottom to hold it shut, and then I put that weather stripping in there to create a decent enough seal and stuff. And so in terms of maintaining humidity, it worked phenomenally.
Yeah.
And it's a big reservoir. So even if your seal wasn't perfect in that humidifier, like, you were fine.
Yeah. I mean, mine, the one that I have in the house that I bought, it's a tray, the width of the cabinet, probably 8 or 10 inches deep. And it's just got four or five computer fans across the top of it. And that's it. Like, that's the humidification for it. Like, it is computer fans on a bowl of water.
Yeah.
And that thing stays rock solid. I mean, between 67 and 69, it never moves.
Yeah.
It's great. And then, I had to adjust the temperature today. So I walked over and pushed a button one time, and now it's at 70 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
So I had it run at 68, but I was like, I just want to play with it. It's literally all it was is I wanted to push the button. So I just wanted to see something change on it.
It's like now in a week, you're like, 69.
Yeah. Yeah. I just walk over because, like, twice a week I go through all the boxes and bags that I have and open everything up and close it back up again. Yeah. Just so there's some fresh air movement in there. And it's Boveda, so I can get away with a lot. Plus they're bigger cabinets, but I'd rather go through more Bovedas and have fresh air than one of them go bad or get stagnant or whatever. And then when I do that, I just naturally open that other humidor too.
Well, cigars don't like age or change if they don't breathe.
Right.
So, you're actually helping your future customers out because they're getting a little bit of time sitting and working that humidification in and out. And so they're going to be like, a little bit more mellow, not mellow, but they're going to have a little nice extra bit of age on them. So
yeah, I'm really hoping to have some cigars in the humidor real soon. But again, I got to use ultra low VOC paint so the paint doesn't off gas, so there's no smell in there, so I don't have to deal with all that. I'm probably going to port one of my exhaust fans into there once it's painted and good to go.
So you can
I can turn it on and just let it run for like 2 days and I'll just crack the door around that and just let it circulate air through it.
Oh yeah.
And just try and get some air changed in there to make sure there's no odor whatsoever.
Yeah, you don't want to pull a Corey. It's not a fun learning experience. I'll tell you that right now.
Now picture doing that with 5 boxes of cigars versus a couple thousand boxes of cigars.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, that would
don't
suck.
do that.
Yeah, I'm not intending to.
If it ain't right, don't put them in.
If it ain't right, no, they won't be. It'll be. I'll probably have it sit and run with nothing in the room for 2 or 3 days to make sure there's no smell.
It's like good life advice for anything. If it don't smell right, don't stick it in.
Yeah, that's absolutely write that one down, guys.
Write it down.
Write that down.
Man.
I love the fact they used what's his name from Animal House for that too. Like the guy who was the main Van Wilder in Animal House
Yeah.
was the dad of Van Wilder. It's just perfect.
Yeah, it's a good fucking movie.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Back when Tara Reid was still fucking hot.
Oh my god, that scene at the end where she walks out in the miniskirt.
I don't know. I still think the one that lives in my head as the best movie scene ever. Like if you talk about the girl that just blows you away, has definitely got to be Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh no, so I'm sorry, but I'm gonna go with Megan Fox and Transformers.
It's pretty good too.
That one wins for me. Like, yeah, Margot Robbie is fantastic.
That's a close second for me because here's the thing. It's not just the appearance, it's the scene where she does the I'm so sick of wearing panties.
Yeah, but I like dark hair.
Fair.
That's the big game changer for me on that one.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair.
She's got the dark hair. She's got the whole car thing, which, being a mechanic.
Yeah, but you got to have like 9-inch long pink fingernails and fucking weird suits and face writing to be all up in her
God,
alley.
yeah, I know. That whole thing, I was like, wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Really? What's his name?
Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah.
What a fucking name.
Dude, fucking welcome to Cleveland.
Yeah.
If there was ever supposed to be a rapper out of Cleveland, I would have guessed Machine Gun Kelly would be the name.
Yeah. That's not okay.
Yeah, that's why we got MGK on the side of our headphones.
Especially if you don't have like military experience. Like if you're a fucking
okay. So if you're going,
if you're in Iraq, like and your name's Machine Gun Kelly, yeah, cool.
Yeah,
that's a good name.
Yeah, if you're Arnold slinging the freaking giant gun in Predator, yeah, you could be Machine Gun Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Guys out there,
that'd be all right.
I ain't even worried about it, boys. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a whole different story there.
What was the dude's name from fucking from the Frank the Tank?
Frank the Tank, yeah.
Fucking
we're going streaking. We're going streaking across
You're my boy, Blue.
I saw Blue. He looks glorious.
Good movie.
Yeah, great. Awesome movie, man.
Fuck yeah. Glassport. Right.
Good old, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta love them glass Puerto Ricans.
Yeah, most kids won't understand that reference. Must be time to move on when Sam starts looking at the paper.
I was actually trying to jump ahead of you a little bit.
Yeah.
You do, boo.
You can. It's not hard. I've got short legs. Jumping ahead of me is never ever difficult. But let's talk about the events for the week.
Dun dun dun.
Brought to you by Just the Tip Cigars.
Just for a second.
Yeah. It's going to be a little while, but let's say it's after Valentine's Day.
Look, it's coming
and
eventually.
You had no
it's
date, and you're feeling alone, or maybe it's St. Patrick's Day or 4th of July. Whatever holiday
Christmas.
has just passed, as long as the doors have opened, you can go to Just the Tip for the whole package. I had to do it. I had to work it in there somehow.
You had to work in Just the Tip?
I had to work it in, yes.
Dude, I was talking.
It just writes itself.
I had to go to the chiropractor, and they were like, "Wait, what's the name of your employer?" Like the girl behind the counter is like, "What is it?" And I was like, I wrote it on there just because I was like, I want to see. And they're like, just. Then I came back a second time, and everybody in the office is like, "You're Just the Tip guy." I'm like, "Yeah." And like there was a lady there said something, and I was like, "Whoa, hold on. Do you understand how the name works?" And she's like, "No." I said, "Nobody in here is a cigar smoker, and you're all talking about a cigar shop. That's it." And she goes, "Oh." She's like, "I told some friends about it too." I love when the name pays me back a little bit. Like a lot of work went into that.
That's right.
Picking a name was not easy.
Yeah.
It was more painstaking than it was for my children. Like, that was easy. It was like, that one's Talia, that one's Charlotte.
Daughter was easy, son was tough.
Yeah.
Son was down to the wire. He was named after he was born.
We had
my wife's like, I got to put something on. They're asking me. They're like, you got to put something on this birth certificate. It's like,
name. Oh yeah, name's a good name.
Mm-hmm.
No, we had picked 3 girls' names and 3 boys' names by the time we finished the ultrasound, finding out that they were triplets. Because I needed something to distract her, and I was like, well, we got to pick 6 names now because we didn't know the gender. And then we had to pick the 6 names, and then we had to decide like what order the names would be. So
If
like,
there were 3 boys and you didn't name them Huey, Dewey, and Louie, I would have been very disappointed.
no, Huey, Dewey, and Louie were not going to make the cut on that
No?
one. No, but the sad part
I
is
don't even know if Dewey's name. I guess there was a Dewey.
Dewey, fuck him and how?
Dewey Decimal.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about the lawyers. Dewey, fuck him and how?
Dewey Screwman, or I don't know, something. Yeah.
Something along those lines. You were
There's
about to
things.
read some events
I was going to do that. I was, yes.
eventually.
And then we derailed. We bird walked.
Slight- We never do that.
We
Not on-
took a little walk around to
Never
see what's
happens here.
happening. We don't got a lot of events, but we got a couple. Tomorrow, Saturday, January 7th, you got the Jake over at Superior Smoke Shop in Natrona Heights. The hometown guy, Jake Aretz. Jake Aretz. That sounds like something that you chew to quit smoking.
Jakearette.
Jake Aretz of Alec Bradley Cigars takes over the Superior Smoke Shop's Natrona Heights humidor. Jake is bringing deals. Jake is coming with swag. Jake's got the new double broadleaf. So stop in there and see if he's got his khakis on, you know?
Okay, then.
You get it? From State Farm.
Oh, yeah. I got
Yeah.
it. Jake, yeah. Sounds hideous.
That's right.
I understood that reference. I beat you to it.
Yeah. I've only got to push like one button today.
I know.
damn it. Wednesday, January 25th, Cigarro Monte Cristo Lincoln Memorial Humidor Reveal at Cigarro in Hubbard, Ohio. This is going to be from 7 to 9 p.m. All attendees entered to win a door prize, which is a wooden humidor with Monte Cristo cigars, and all attendees will receive a house cigar to enjoy.
Ooh.
What kind of house, I wonder? Will it be a brick house?
Cheese on brick. House. So what else we got going on, man? What do you got in the upcoming week?
The upcoming week, I don't know. I got my 4 days off this week, which is a nice change of pace, so I'm looking forward to that. One of
Nice.
them's already gone. When we're done here, I got to drive to camp. I'm hunting tomorrow. I don't know why. I guess I like punishment.
Just a glutton
I'm
for
gonna
it,
go
huh?
be fucking cold and not see any deer as one does,
Yeah.
as this one does.
But if you
anyhows.
do, they'll be tasty.
That's right. That's right. It's actually late archery season, so
Yeah.
which will be cool because the end of archery, I bought a crossbow for 1 day, so be
Yeah.
like, now I get to carry it for 2 days.
Nice. Yeah. Woohoo.
All right, it's worth it. Yeah. Mostly it's just a good excuse to drive Betty somewhere.
Yeah.
So get a
Spend some
little
time
road
with her.
trip and Betty fucking crank up them 19 speakers and
Are you gonna
Have
leave and come back and your wall be done?
doubtful.
Oh, that'd be
Doubtful.
awesome though.
Yeah, theoretically they'll probably have the one side done. I doubt they'll have both
Yeah.
of them. That's a big
Yeah,
big
it's
ask.
an undertaking.
for sure. So yeah, got that, and then I don't know what's happening. Like anybody out there in the chats, if anybody's left out there, we got any peeps?
Yeah.
What's happening tomorrow?
In your
Like-
neck of the woods.
Yeah, I was talking to the wife, like it's been a while, haven't got to go out and do anything in
Yeah.
a bit. So it was
It's that
like
time
kind
of
of be
year.
nice. I tried to convince Earl to do Saturday night karaoke, but he had to have like fucking herpes or some disease.
Oh,
I don't remember what it was, but it was one of those ones where he shouldn't be out, and I was like, okay, keep it clean. I
Yeah.
get it. But I don't know. We're looking to do maybe something,
Yeah.
and the wife called it relatively accurately. She says, you just want a reason to go out in the truck, and I says, maybe I do.
Yeah, maybe I
Date
don't.
night
Don't
in
worry
the new
about that.
truck is fucking. I was hoping she's got a friend. Whose new boyfriend? He's not new, but he's new to us. He's been around for a couple of years. We just met him, and I like him. He's a cool dude. And it's like fucking slap them kids in the back of the truck and
Rock and
fucking
roll.
look out the pretty panoramic and put on the Amazon Music and find somewhere to go
Hell yeah.
have a drink.
Rock and roll, chill out, enjoy yourselves.
So yeah, if you kids out there know of anything happening, any karaoke's or
Yeah, Earl said
anything
Wednesday the 18th
interesting?
he thinks is the Joey D's cigar night.
it doesn't help me.
Yeah.
That's not tomorrow.
That's not tomorrow.
Took me a
Well,
while
you're gonna
just
be
to get back in the
You
live
just said you're
chat.
going to be at camp.
I'm driving up to camp tonight. I'm
Mhm.
hunting tomorrow morning.
Oh.
But I'm thinking because it's going to be fucking cold and it's going to get dark early.
Yeah.
Even if I stayed in the woods until dark, I'm still going to be
5:30,
walking
yeah.
out by 5 o'clock. So there's enough time to get home by 7 or 8 and go do something.
Yeah.
And that's assuming that you're glutton for punishment enough to say, yeah, I feel like sitting in this tree stand all day.
Yeah.
I think after the first couple hours, it gets daylight. Once that first hour passes and you don't see anything, you kind of get that, well, I'm probably not gonna.
Yeah. Well, and
Sets
that's the
in.
thing. Like, it goes down throughout the day and then it comes back up. I know a lot of people that hunt the morning
Mhm.
and they'll go grab lunch
Back out in
somewhere
the
and then come
evening.
back out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just too big of a walk for that shit. Like,
Too far in, too far
yeah,
out.
dude, if you're like when you're carrying all your gear and you're going, that deep into the woods and shit, and there's no option for a motorized vehicle. There's no taking a quad where we go.
You gotta hike it.
That you could have in the day, like you'd have had to clear a couple of falls. Like that'd be fine. I got chainsaws, but the path that we take back through the valley follows a creek bed, and within the last couple of years, any room that was available has been eroded away by flooding on the creek. So like
Just taking it out.
there's a spot that's literally this narrow that we walk now. So yeah, it would be a little rough.
Be a little dicey there, huh?
It's accurate.
Yeah. Earl
So-
said the study at Mary's Vine. I think Colby said she's doing something there.
That's right.
Tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah, Colby's not here.
Yeah.
I'll have to message
Yeah,
Colby, see what
talk to
she's
them,
got
see
happening.
what they're doing.
Yeah, or I'll take
It's
a
her
look on
birthday.
the page. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
If they're gonna be out and around, maybe that'd be something to do
Hell yeah.
and go
That'd be fun.
fucking see what's behind the Murphy door.
Dun dun dun.
I like Murphy doors.
Yeah, I love them. I was trying to incorporate one in the shop, but it just wasn't. There wasn't a good place for it.
Or maybe there is and you just don't want to advertise
Don't
it.
worry about that.
So like if there's any bookshelves, just start fucking pulling
Don't worry
on
about
them.
it.
You see a piano, play some keys on
Just see what happens.
Ding, ding, ding. Like fucking oh
Oh, what was the Close Encounters of the Third Kind? What was the song from that?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't remember what it was.
I know. I always think of the out of tune piano from fucking Batman.
Oh yeah.
It's like ding
Ding,
ding
ding,
ding,
ding.
and the
Yep.
fucking shit opens up. That's badass.
Earl said Sunday they're going.
Pull the poker on the fireplace. That's a good one. Fucking old Indiana Jones. Pull the
Yeah.
poker.
Yeah. Pull,
I thought that was your.
pull
You had a
on my
big
poker.
smile in
I was
response, and I was like, I think I know where you're going.
No, Ryan said he'd 100% go to the study tomorrow, and Earl said Sunday is when Colby's doing her thing.
Sunday's the day. Yeah, we'll see.
Fucking hit up Ryan. Go meet him. See,
Yeah.
Get it. See if he'll
I don't
bring.
know. Fuck, you know what
Lindsay with
sucks
him.
is like nobody does karaoke really on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Because they don't need to draw people in. But there is a spot down the road that like I've heard some shit about. It's supposed to be like a really nice, inexpensive private club down on Valley Brook Road.
Oh yeah. You told me about it.
Yeah, some kind of maybe if we don't find something better to do, we'll go check that spot out or whatever.
Hell yeah. Now we got I went for New Year's. I ended up going with Jeff and Chris.
Yeah, seen that. We got like a last second invite, but
Yeah.
we were up at camp.
Yeah,
Looked
same
like
here.
you guys had fun. Where was you?
Some fire hall in Monongahela.
All right.
It was low key. It was chill. There was so much food. It was fantastic. But yeah, we hung out. We danced. We went outside, smoked cigars, came back in, hung out with the wives. acted
Blast
like
me on the
jackasses.
outside part.
It wasn't cold, dude. It was like 70 degrees that night.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It was rainy at camp and a little colder at camp than it is here.
Yeah. No, it was
Yo.
nice. And then they have a nice overhanging benches there.
I got an upgrade for the smoke shack. I don't know
Oh.
if you fucking noticed it. You'd have walked past it in the driveway. I decided to be nice to the poor bastards that were fucking building the wall out
Drug
there
it
in the
out there.
cold. So I got a propane fire pit on MacBid for like fucking $46.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like the table that I have outside, but it's just a bowl.
I have the
that
same one.
Sits on the floor. Yeah.
I got the same one from Costco. I think my mother-in-law got it for $20.
Oh, really?
She works there, so like broken
Okay.
box thing. Like all
Yeah, it's
that.
like it was like the retail's supposed to be like 150 or something for the same.
yeah.
But the problem is up at camp in Corey's Smoke Shack, fucking put like a little itty bitty heater on it, doesn't
Doesn't
do
work.
anything. And it's like you get a fire table or something like that, or we've got patio heaters, but all the heat's up here. And so I was
don't
like, that
them.
would be really nice to put that fucker on the ground and have all that heat.
So we put it in the breezeway at our house. I don't know if you remember, between the garage and the house,
Mhm.
there's a small breezeway there. And even when it's fairly chilly, because there's no sides on it, it heats that space up a little bit. And we used to put plastic sides up each year and like have a smoke shack in there, but just didn't. For some reason, I didn't have time this year to build it. So
Okay. Oh, I gotta see if
I want to build like semi-permanent walls on that thing.
see if Peppa Patty responded to me. She had
She's in the chat.
yeah, well, she sent me an inquiry in a private message.
Ooh.
They were looking for help, and she was asking me specifically. But I wanted to know if so. Peppa Patty out there, if you're listening, message me. Let me know. It never sent through right, or it was supposed to be a question and it didn't send through. So I wanted to know if she wanted me to put it out there in the world for our other
okay.
friends to see if any of them are interested. I'll have to look at my calendar, because it's a good ways out. She's talking about March.
Oh,
So
okay.
I haven't plugged my calendar that far to see when
see
I'm
what you
off
got.
and when I'm not. So I have no idea if I'm gonna be fucking around. But yeah,
So next week I won't be here.
next week Sam won't be here. Theoretically, I will.
Hopefully.
So I don't have a backup plan to the backup plan, but I do have actually Dougie Doug, good regular on the show here. His boy Evan is tentatively supposed to come co-host with me and bring a buddy of his to maybe talk about some stuff that's going to be happening in the cigar world in Pittsburgh in the near future. But if that doesn't pan out,
Yeah.
who knows? I will do my best to try to make sure that we have the show go up in some capacity. But what exactly that looks like, I don't fucking know. We'll see.
Because I'll be up at in Erie. My son's got a gymnastics competition, so we'll be up there doing that.
I'll be putting WD-40 on your fucking chair while you're gone. I actually did mine, but I haven't done yours. Yours has been very vocal tonight.
Tonight's been bad.
All that fucking weight you put on over the holidays.
Fat bastard, eh?
Crying out in protest.
Oh yeah, the chair's trying to be dying.
For sure. So yeah, we'll see what it looks like, what it ends up looking like, if it's
Yeah,
I got to be Ev or somebody else. But and because of that, I don't know what we're smoking either. Because if Evan's coming, I told him like, hey, let me know what you want to smoke. Anything from Leaning House, we'll grab it and smoke it. But
yeah, you're just gonna have to get on there and grab a cigar.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, it's just like don't wait on him.
Well, I mean, it's a matter of if they're coming or not, and if not, then who do I get, and what do they want to smoke? So I'm not like just gonna run out Monday.
I hope it ends up being like a 20-minute monologue of you sitting. The mic be like buttons. Just buttons.
Gold, Cherry, gold.
Gold.
That's what she said. 60% of the time, we have more room for activities.
I understood that reference.
Emilio. It's pretty much, it was like a fucking DJ
Just soundboarding it. Like why is this one on Twitch this week? I don't know. Emilio.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Wiki. Getting at it. No, that'll be fun though. Because my wife's leaving for California tomorrow, so she won't be back until Thursday night, in which we get in the car and we go to Erie. So I got no time I can even kind of schedule, because we talked about trying to do a different day, but kids, that whole thing.
Yeah, they do impose on the old calendar.
Yeah, they can be a bit of a pain in the arse.
Yeah, well, you know what they say.
Life finds a way.
Yeah. Triple time.
It's so funny when I want to use them. I'm just like sitting there going, like, I don't know which one. Which one? If I can go back and forth and get frozen.
It's button time.
Paralyzed with indecision and shit. And I'm just like, I don't fucking know.
I think we should do the drum roll.
Ready? For what?
All right. It's your call, too. Reread it. So the participation trophy of the week goes to Ryan Seneca.
Oh,
and
damn.
Why did we select Ryan Seneca?
Ryan's been fucking super active in pretty much every capacity. The guy is at the events. The guy is at fucking in the live chat.
Spot.
He's posting photos on the old line of his fucking Mustang and his sweet smoking experiences.
Pretty
so
stuff.
Yeah, fucking hell yeah, Ryan Seneca deserves the participation trophy. The weekend, it's about time.
Yeah, he said he'll have the trophy to me tomorrow. So should
there
be.
You go.
So we'll get you up there, buddy.
It's digital.
Oh yeah,
it's like an
digital.
NFT, except for it ain't worth nothing.
It's digital. It's a digital version of it there.
Is there a short version for me?
Nope. It's the one time you get to be tall too.
Ooh, look at me!
Yay!
That's why I got these boots.
Big. Oh, them fancy boots.
It was like
them
fucking
fancy boots.
I'm gonna give me some boots, and then I'd be a little taller.
Much more of a man than I was yesterday.
There's this much more of me.
No, there's not.
Well,
it's not you.
Okay, but I'm this much. The me that's there was already there, but it's this much more off the ground.
Okay, fair. Yeah, I'll give you that.
I pulled up my.
Yes, you should, Ryan. Ryan wants to know if you should prepare an acceptance speech.
Absolutely.
And now that you've said that,
100%.
yes.
I think you should post it to the group, actually.
Absolutely. Yeah, please.
I don't know for a fact. Everyone, you hope every once in a while that it's somebody that's like around all the time and shit.
Yeah.
And they might be like, yeah, fuck it. I'm going to print that bastard up and put it in a frame like a fucking, like a degree or something.
Yeah, so you
like,
can start seeing it in the background of their posts.
If anybody's done it, and I don't think anybody has. But I kind of hope that, because I know Heather works from home,
Right.
and I like to think
She's
that
got
she's
hers,
got
like,
it
sitting
framed
there.
up on the wall
Like a
behind her
diploma or
desk.
something?
Yes, exactly. Like fucking.
Not so much, bud. Not so much.
I don't know, man. Like fucking, you'd hope that eventually somebody would do it. You figure nobody serious in the cigar world's gonna.
No.
Maybe Lee. I don't know. But like,
No way.
yeah, pretty much.
It's not gonna happen.
You figure one of our people, eventually somebody's gonna do
One
it.
of our peeps.
Yeah, one of the junkies out there is gonna have to. So
He said
There
he's
you go.
about to redo his office. He got you.
yeah, my man Ryan.
All right, I'm
Shit.
gonna hold you to it too. I want to see it.
So on these boots though, I was fucking taking them off the other day or something, and my wife goes, "Oh, like there's a flag on there. That's really cool." I was like, "Yeah." I looked at him. I was like, "That's really cool. I like those fucking boots." And I was like, I don't really know what the point is. Unless you're blousing them, nobody ever fucking
sees
sees
them,
it. Like you could have all the crazy shit you want on there.
Yeah, but I mean, you were in the old field. That's 80% of the guys had those on and had them bloused.
Yeah, but they didn't have like the pretty American flag on the
No,
front.
but I've seen them with like the whole American flag. Like the whole thing was
Like,
the American flag.
What's up with the standardized pattern? You know where that shit came from?
Paisleing? It's just strength.
Yeah.
It adds enough rigidity to it so it helps hold it up whenever your foot's not in it, but
Oh,
it doesn't
fair
actually
enough.
impede your movement.
All right, but I do like.
I just made that up right now. I have literally no idea. That was all bullshit.
excellent.
I tried to just sell it. So
All right, fucking well.
yeah, that's not.
Be
No.
wary when you buy something from Sam. I'm gonna tell you that shit right now.
He's
'cause
like,
it's
that
good.
was
This is not
really-
bad. Yeah.
I bought
It's
it.
The waffle pattern gives it structural integrity.
Oh, dude, can we get back to the waffle burgers thing?
Let's go.
Oh no, we shouldn't. We really shouldn't because it's
Oh,
a terrible
absolutely.
conversation.
Ah, but it's an excellent idea.
Oh my god, I know. Just I mean, just breakfast sandwiches on them. Like it, like that's not. It doesn't have to be that much.
Bro.
Uh-oh.
Speaking of breakfast sandwiches, you actually fucking you
Segued
nose
it all the way in for
all
you.
the way. Yeah, dude. You were like here, and you're like straight into that shit. So there's this fucking millennial trend of fucking that became a thing, and it's probably not originally a millennial, that came up with it, but like they popularized it. Which I'm a millennial, so I can't talk. I mean, I don't often like
Come
to
on,
associate
bud. You're
myself.
killing me here.
Avocado toast. You ever do avocado toast? So fucking, we never have.
Oh, it's
And
delicious.
so I fucking made breakfast the last 2 days. I did omelets. The wife's gets mushrooms, mine gets jalapenos. The omelets were phenomenal, but the star of the show was fucking I said grab some avocados. I seen him at Sam's. So fucking I did avocado toast with fucking bacon on it. Holy shit,
So
dude.
take the toast and do the thinnest layer of cream cheese you can do first.
Oh, okay. I
Then-
did butter.
Then put the avocado on, and then put the bacon on.
Okay. Yeah, we can
It's
we can
what's
up
up.
the ante.
Yeah.
Well, I took the plate into my wife yesterday, and I was like, "Yo, this shit's a game changer."
And,
And she was like, "What the fuck?" She's like, "That's a weird thing to say when you're bringing me food." And I could hear from the other room go, "Oh my god, I'm
Yeah,
never
it's
eating
really
bacon
good.
without avocado again."
It's so good. Well, that
It's
for a while
phenomenal.
for lunch at work when I was actually like actively dieting, I just took an avocado every day. That was my whole
So
lunch.
good.
Just sat there with a spoon.
Yeah.
Everything bagel seasoning.
Okay.
Just take a little of that, put it on there.
Hmm.
Adds a little
Everything
saltiness.
avocado.
Nom nom nom. Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking a party.
The free shavacado.
Fucking Ryan Seneca, you stubborn bastard.
Dude,
This
just
is
do it. Give
His
in.
girl does it and he refuses. Yo, you're like one of those motherfuckers. He watches the other podcast, not to be named, but you're like the guy that's holding out on not watching The Godfather just so you could say that I didn't watch The Godfather.
You're one of those
Like,
guys.
You're missing.
Yeah.
You're missing it, bro.
You're the one that's losing here.
Yeah, man. You think you're fucking making a stand, but you're just punishing yourself because you don't even understand what life could be.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Walking
and
around
and then you'll
seeing
start
black
putting
and
it
white.
on all the time.
Dude, this shit's fucking killer.
That on
Now, do you like normally spread it? I just did slices.
I just do slices. I'm
Yeah,
too
just-
lazy. But I mean,
it's pretty though.
I make a good bit of guacamole too.
Yeah.
And mine's not very good. I honestly, I just can't get it right. Like I screw
No.
it up every time.
Yeah.
It's like, needs a little bit more lemon juice. All right, now it's screwed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
you went there.
I thought you were reading what he said and that was your response, but he literally
no,
just
that's
typed,
what he wrote.
Oh,
I was
you
like,
went there.
I was like, I got nothing.
That's a little bit of a fucking. It's a little stick in the spoke there. His craw's a little jacked.
Aw,
His
we
gears are
hurted his
grind-
feelings. He's
His
like,
gears are
he's like,
grinding.
fuck your golden cricket. I don't want or golden grasshopper. I don't want anything.
You
to
don't
do
even
with
know
you
the
anymore."
name of our own award.
Oh, shush your face. I'm the one that.
Yeah, that's not very likely
makes
to
it.
happen.
Yeah, no. There's zero chance of that.
Yeah. You could be replaced. You notice this
Aw.
show does not happen without me.
I've noticed.
It could, but there'd have to be a lot more sticky notes. A lot more.
Like 2,
Just a bunch of
Ish.
Post-its with numbers on them.
like 1.
1,
Do
2,
this.
3.
Move cursor
17B.
exactly 3 inches up. Move cursor exactly 2. Okay, this is too much.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
PowerPoint slideshow to play on another computer just so I can get that one going.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, no, avocado, you can put it on fucking anything.
Yep.
Sandwiches, pasta, like just like
Buttholes?
chuck it. I mean, I really like guacamole.
I thought you were going to be like, well, I would really like buttholes. So,
No,
yeah.
I really like guacamole.
It's like, I wouldn't want to impede the natural
Yeah,
flavor.
Oh wait, of the bottle with the guacamole.
I like my buttholes neat.
I like them neat and tidy. Oh, who was the comedian did it back in the
That
day?
painted an image.
He's talking about women. They used to bleach instead of like having like hair removed.
Mm.
And he's like, "Listen, ma'am, I don't mean to be rude, but I don't have a problem with the color of the hair on your asshole." It's like, oh, dude,
Okay. It's an interesting choice of a place to go, really.
really?
If you think about it, because it's like, if you want to get out there and like criticize anybody on their maintenance, like that's kind of the last
Just
one.
like, don't
when you're
worry
like,
about that.
yeah, when you're in that area, it's kind of like, okay,
Okay. Yeah, we've made decisions.
Like,
already.
don't get me wrong. Like, you could have preferences and shit, but I don't think that's the hill you want to die on. Be like, oh, I wanted to fucking play around in there, but there was a hair. God
I don't
damn
think
it.
that's the hill you want to die on. Is that really the reference you went with for that?
I don't know.
Oh shit!
The valley you want to die in.
The Valley of the Crevice of Death.
I don't think that's the eye you want to be looking into
Not so
whenever you
much, dude.
fucking take your last breath.
My brown eye girl. Okay, too much.
Now I got pink eye.
Yep. No.
Oh,
there it
yeah.
is. You happy now?
Generally, yeah.
I was fighting the urge too. Like, nah, we're good. Well, you got anything else, man?
I did, but the button didn't
Let's
play.
get this guy a fucking
Fucking
popper.
poppers.
There we go.
Get this guy a fucking puppers.
So the question is, the clip isn't gonna play. It's not gonna play right. So like I was trying to think of what the actual audio sound clip was, and I was thinking, going like, oh, if you trim down the trees, and I was push it, you have so much more room for activities. But I don't think that's how
No,
it
the clip-
plays.
the
Yeah,
clip's
there's like elongated,
Yeah.
even though I had to trim it up and shit. So it's like,
You didn't do a good trim job. It's not the color of the hair.
Give me a liter of cola. Order a large farva. I don't want a large farva. I want a goddamn liter of cola.
the reason that tickled me as I played it is just because it had absolutely nothing to fucking do.
No,
with
but you know what? Dude,
the
I love that clip.
You just play it anytime. It just works its way and it feels right.
That and shenanigans. I'm like, you fucker. The one time I've been pee slapped by Facebook.
Evil shenanigans.
I swear to God, I'll pistol whip the next guy that says shenanigans.
Oh,
Hey, Farva. What's the name of that little restaurant you like with the little candles and shit?
you mean shenanigans?
Oh,
You guys are talking about shenanigans, right?
But it's the way that Mac, or I think it's Mac does it. He's like, oh, hands him
yeah,
the gun. Like,
absolutely.
yeah, get him.
I think that's the picture I have is him holding up the fucking
Really?
pistol by the barrel, holding
It's
it up.
such a dumb movie, but it's so good.
Yeah, I tried. One of my other favorite, actually, probably would have been the first clip that I would have used for buttons, and I couldn't find a clean sample of it online.
Oh no,
I could not find a clean audio sample of Who
Neither.
Wants a Mustache Ride,
I do.
because the way that it was, the way all the clips, it's like a 7-second clip on YouTube, and it's always cut off. Like the audio cuts.
Really hard. Yeah.
Like, yeah, so it's like, Who Wants a Mustache Ride? Or it's like
missing something.
it's one end or the other. I don't remember which. There's no clean YouTubes or
I think
audio
I still have the
samples.
DVD. I'll send it to you.
Well, I mean, I could just pull it from the movie, but that's a lot of digging to
Yeah,
get that
actually
one
find it.
specific part, because then I've got to hook up an external recording source, or I could convert the entire fucking movie into an audio
No, you just
and then go to the soundbite and then do it.
run it through OBS.
I
You
know.
can use OBS to just pull your soundbite. Problem solved.
I know.
Troubleshooting. Simplicity, but
You're
you're making it complicated.
You do it.
You need to post it.
You do it.
You need to add a post it.
You
need another sticky note
That's
and rock and roll.
Yeah.
I think we're officially off the rails. Final thoughts on the stick?
Yeah, I'm like, Earl is trying to tell us. He's like, okay, my cigar's
like,
out.
I'm
I'm not going to hang out for this shit. So, like, fucking wrap it up so I
Peace
don't have
out,
to feel like
mother
a
bitches.
dick
Yeah.
about it, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. Make sure you guys join us every Friday at 6 p.m. when we air the show live on Facebook group or catch us on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform of choice. As we already discussed, next week is up in the air. So anything could happen.
You never know.
Maybe we'll do the show on Thursday at 3 a.m.
I dig it. Sounds good, man.
We'll find out.